Good morning, Apache Junction. What up? Welcome back to Uncle Rico's Storytime. This is Chico. You're so fucking cute. I'm gonna squeeze up. Sorry, dude. Had to be done. It's been a little while, but yesterday was a pretty crap day. But we're ready to get after it today, cause it's a new one. Made up with a friend that we had a fight with yesterday. Gonna try to fix one of my trucks. It looks like my movie premiere this weekend is a no-go. Yesterday I was woken up with some stories from a buddy sending me stories about how Kobe Bryant is the GOAT. My buddy is a Lakers fan, so he's always, LeBron's the greatest, Kobe's the greatest. And I'm like, you dumb son of a bitch, you just said two people were the greatest, so your opinion is over. But my rebuttal to the Kobe Bryant thing is, statistically, they did a study, and they were doing it on LeBron. But what they did is they compiled anybody who hit a game-winning shot or a game-tying shot with 3 seconds left in the NBA over a 9-year period. They tracked it. And Kobe Bryant had the worst shooting percentage out of that period. And it wasn't in his early part, because his early part he was atrocious. He was throwing up air balls during crunch time. This was during the middle to late part of it when he started to. And I thought about this because the stigma is you always think like, oh, he's money, but he's not. He shot 20% when the game was on the line with 3 seconds left, and that was the worst out of anybody in that period that made a game-winning shot. And that's always my rebuttal. So he started in with like, dude, that's one stat, like blah blah blah. I'm like, it's a big stat when you're talking about the greatest to play the game. Whether or not you deliver at crunch time in the clutch is a huge thing. That's why Joe Montana was in the conversation for greatest quarterback of all time before Tom basically bitch slapped everybody. But your ability to win the big one and conduct yourself coolly is what sets Tom Brady apart from Aaron Rodgers. I said in an earlier podcast, watching the game between them, their behavior, Tom Brady was the exact same in that playoff game as he is during the regular season. He was up and down the sideline talking to other people, talking to other defensive guys, slapping butts. I've said this over and over again. Aaron Rodgers, I don't think he's probably ever been in a fight before. When he gets into a game and something bad happens, he turtles. He goes over to the bench and he sulks. And that's what, sets them apart, that it factor. So I stand on the fact that he's a shitty clutch, and he's like, oh, they've put him in that situation, da 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 da. And I'm like, Jordan was heaving up last second shots. LeBron heaves up. If you're the star on your team and you're a big lanky guy, you're heaving up the last second shot if you need it. You're not thinking about percentages. So, but at one point I was like, dude, I don't know what is going on with you, but it is 7 o'clock in the morning. And I don't want to start my day with this. You're never going to get me to change my mind. I'm never going to get you to change your mind. Sports is like religion. People don't change their fucking take. I'm not going to go, oh, this was a really good story about Allen Iverson saying how Kobe was amazing after he died. That convinces me. No, shut up. So finally I go, dude, what is your point? Why are you trying to do this? Why are you sending me this stuff? You want to argue this early in the morning? And he goes, no, I figured it would get a rise out of you. And I go, well, now I'm pissed because you're supposed to be my friend. It's 7 in the morning. I don't know why the fuck you woke up today and said, you know what, I'm going to try to ruin my buddy's day 1,000 miles away and put him in a good mood. What is going on? This is not normal behavior for you to send all this stuff to me. If you want to troll or get in an argument, just do it on Facebook like everybody else. So we keep arguing about that, and I go, listen, man, I'm gonna block your ass. Just fucking put your phone down, da 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 da. Something happens where he calls me a pothead, and that really pisses me off because I'm a big advocate for medicinal marijuana, especially with what I'm going through. So at that point, I was like, good luck, love ya, got a beautiful family, da 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 da. And so I block him, and I immediately get a text with a link to the fucking story about Allen Iverson that started the whole fight. And I go, dude, you've got to be a goddamn idiot. You're about to lose a friend over some dumb shit that I don't even care about anymore. I'm not into sports. I don't think that, I am still crazy into sports, but I don't think that these athletes are people that we should emulate. When I was young, I found out how much of a dirtbag Brett Favre was. I heard some really horrible firsthand accounts in my travels about how much of an asshole Brett Favre was and his crew, which I revered. And that put things in perspective for me pretty quick. But I texted him, I go, dude, and I sent him a voicemail. I'm like, this is irrational. I know you're in some kind of mood or whatever, but for you to get blocked on Facebook and then text me, you don't think I'm blocking you right now, dude? Like, you're losing a friend over whatever. Like, if you're going through something, you should have articulated it better than picking a fight with me all morning. And he's still blah blah blah. I was like, I'm trying to educate your dumbass, and I go, all right, you're blocked. So, and then it's funny because I went and smoked pot, and I like to think about interactions of how other people. I like to put myself in their shoes and see why they think the way they do. I say it over and over again. A terrorist doesn't think he's a terrorist. A terrorist doesn't think he's a bad guy. To a terrorist, we're the bad guy. And there are whole countries that think that way, So it's all perspective. So, but I smoke up and I'm thinking and I'm like, you know what? He's a huge Lakers fan. I'm sure he's still probably pissed that the Lakers got trounced in the first round so quickly because he was just talking shit about them winning the championship. So I unblocked him on Facebook, and I go, hey man, I just realized why you're salty. I said, I just realized what's going on. I go, I think your pussy still hurts from the Lakers getting bitch slapped in the first round. And I tried to block him again, but on Facebook you can't block somebody twice within 48 hours. So after I sent that, I heard my phone go off. Ding, 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 ding. So I didn't check my messages until today, but this morning or late last night after his workday, he was like, hey, sorry, I was in a mood, blah, blah, blah. I go, well, dude, next time you want to argue, you jump on some fanboy post and you say something, or you post that story on your own feed and you get into an argument with a troll just like everybody else. I go, don't try to pick a fight with me. If you're in a bad mood, you message me, hey man, and I'll go, hey buddy, how's it going? And then you'll say, not so well, I'm in a really shitty mood. And I'll go, you know what, that's okay. We are all due a really shitty mood sometimes. But you got an awesome life, you got a good job, you got a wife that loves you, you got 2 beautiful kids that adore you. It's not that bad. If you want to put things in perspective, I have 2 trucks that are barely running. I've been single pretty much my whole life. I hate my job, and I'm in constant pain. So maybe that'll get you in a better mood. Um, so, but he apologized, and yeah, I told him, I go, hey, I'm an idiot, so I'm not gonna unblock your phone. I can't. I'm unable to unblock your phone number. So, but you're unblocked on here, at least for now. Um, both trucks are not good. They got issues upon issues, and the new Frontier just has a random short. I took it into my mechanic guy. He found out that the negative terminal, there's a connectivity issue there. It was ground down, just eroded or something inside, I guess. So he replaced that. I walked over. It's like maybe 2 miles or so, but I walked over to pick it up, and as soon as he went to pull it out, I saw the hood go up. So I saw him like panic scrambling around with his other mechanic to like fix it, and I just walk over. I go, it's not, that wasn't it, was it? He's like, oh, I don't know, blah blah blah. I go, it's okay, it's okay. Just I figured it wasn't going to be that easy. So I wanted to get. I told him it's okay. Just try to figure out. I'm glad we didn't think that it was fixed, and I drove off, and then it happened again. So I walked home, but the big thing was I wanted to go to this movie premiere down in Tucson. It was the last project that I just most recently worked on, where I had to cut my hair and my beard and stuff. But it was really, I didn't want to do student features anymore, but this guy tracked me down. I don't have an active backstage account. But he tracked me down through my podcast and reached out to me, and read the script, and it was pretty cool, and it coincided with when I needed to cut my hair and cut my beard for my independent projects that I'm working on. So I was like, yeah, let's do this. So it was a really tough project, though. As we got into it, he expanded my role, which was awesome, but then we got to the point where we were trying to hash out lines the night before shooting. And my memory has always been my Achilles heel, and part of the reason why I didn't pursue an acting career. So what I did was I recorded the finished lines. We finished the lines at like 10 at night, and we had to shoot the next day at 4. It's a 2-hour drive from where I live. So I recorded all my lines and through this podcast, and then I tried to post it on YouTube as a sound loop. And I was just going to play it on repeat overnight so I could get my lines, and I couldn't upload that night. So I stayed up until like 1 or 2 in the morning and got frustrated. I got one thing loaded, tried to play it, wouldn't play, so I just crashed out. The next day, I tried to load it again. I got it onto YouTube. I played it on repeat on my drive down, but then the drive was not good. So I showed up to the set super pissed off. My guy didn't give me very good directions on the campus, so I was kind of wandering around because none of the buildings were labeled. So I was pretty pissed off when I got in. Didn't know my lines. We wrote the lines out and I taped them to the camera, but the shoot was time lapsed, like recorded videos of me, so I had to show myself, confident and stoic, and then excited, and then scared, and then finally just absolutely defeated, as I send this heartfelt message out. So I was excited for the role to be able to show different emotions and my range, but I was pissed because I didn't have the lines, and unable to really give it your go. You need to know what the hell you're saying. You can't be thinking about what the next line is. So we taped the stuff to the camera and everything. I wasn't happy with my performance, but after we were done, the cameraman was like, "Oh yeah, like that last one, people were tearing up and stuff when we watched it." So I'm I'm sure it was adequate, but I'm not. Like anything, you're not always happy with your own stuff. So I was really excited to see the finished product, and they got this premiere coming down in Tucson. And so I was like, oh, okay, I'm looking pretty good, show up looking good. This will be fun. I've gone to two other premieres that were smaller, but the one I was just an extra, and I had cut my hair and my beard for that one too, and nobody recognized me. So that was like, but this one I was like, yeah, I'll go to because I'm, a big part of it. And then the trucks aren't running. So I'm like, oh man, I don't, I want to get this fixed. Yesterday, the Frontier is not fixed. Um, so then I get details on the premiere, and it's not really a premiere at all. Since it's a student feature. This was a big student feature that they were using green screen on and everything like that, and had outside people helping. But it was still just an end of the year project. So what this premiere is at this theater is it's all the students' end of the year projects together. So it's like a 2 hour thing because this was going to be a short of the movie. They're still working on the long one. So once I found out that it was everyone and it's not a special event kind of thing, I was like, trucks aren't running, I'm out anyways. So that will give me this weekend an opportunity to go up to the land. So that is the plan. Things are better since we got out of that hell month. At a hell month, my birthday was crap, and it turned into a birthday crap week, and then it turned into a crappy birthday month. And then when I thought that was over, my stepdad passed. So I didn't realize it until looking back, but I've been pretty angry the last month. I've been lashing out at people. My stance on my family probably is not going to change. I'm heading out there to see my mama, and my little graduates high school. I'm a volunteer big brother, so I've got a volunteer little who's graduating, so I'm pretty excited about that. But I'm going to spend the brunt of the time with my adopted family and my little instead of my real family. So, but lashed out at my boss. They pretty much ignored that email, I guess. Tried to quit, told him I was going to quit. But then they called me a couple of weeks later. I was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Normal stuff, normal work stuff. I'm like, alright, we're not going to talk about the elephant in the room. That's fine. I'll take the free house. So, things are better. I'm less angry. There's always a little bit of anger there, but at least I'm not picking fights. Oh, I did. So I got this crazy dude that walks around town, walks into traffic at night. He's crazy. He's yelling, swearing, just cursing at the air and trees and raging on fire extinguishers. He's crazy. He gets these kicked out of like all the shops, out of all the stores, and I don't almost hit him because there's a car in front of me that has to slow down and get out of the way. But our main construction right out front, I've got 3-lane. We used to have 3-lane roads right outside of my business, and because of construction, it's constricted down to 1 lane both ways. And I see this car up front, swerve out of the way, see this dude just walking down the lane. So I slow down and make him, like, force him off the road. I rolled down my window. I said, get the fuck out of the way. And so then I dash cammed it. I put it on my Facebook local group, which I knew would make the liberals go crazy. So I posted it, and I'm like, this dude's a menace. You know, he needs to be locked up. He needs treatment. He shouldn't be allowed to roam free. And I made a joke about, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, if you yelled at a tree in public, you got a free jacket. And posted it, and of course, it's pretty polarizing. Everybody was like, yeah, agreed. And other people were like, he's only got that plate. He has no other options to walk. The sidewalk's under construction. No, you dipshit. Into oncoming traffic is not the only option for him to walk. There is a 40-foot median in between these lanes that he can utilize, you dumbass. Quit making excuses for him. But within 5 minutes, this dude messages me and he's like, how dare you? Don't you ever yell at someone, blah, blah, blah. Like you need a vaccine that doesn't work or some shit. Something about a syringe injected that doesn't go right and you die and blah, blah, blah. That's Matt and he's autistic and yada, da, da, da. And I hope you should have been an abortion. And I just responded, I think go suck a D, loser. Bitch. Quit being a bitch, I said. And of course that was against Facebook community standards, so I'm restricted again. So, but, yeah, I don't care what reasons he is, for how he is. He needs help. If he's autistic, shame on his family for letting him roam around town like that. He needs help. He needs supervision. He's on some kind of disability, some kind of state welfare, where he has a cheap, long-term place in some shitty hotel, and he's allowed to roam free and negatively affect society every day. Fuck that. No. There should be repercussions. Oh, somebody was like, oh, the cops deal with him, but, since he's mental, no. You fucking deal with it because there's no money in it? It's bullshit. If we can figure out how to let politicians skim money off of the homeless problem, we would see great improvements in that area. And it's not that hard either. If you look around anywhere you live, there are deserted malls, there are deserted stores, there are deserted whatevers. Off the beaten path, even. There are some malls that are shut down that we could convert 100%, give the owner a huge tax break, blah, blah, blah. I feel like that I'm going to go down the road of homelessness and drug addiction now, which we'll save for another chat. So if you made it this far, thank you. Please like, subscribe, and share, because big news is coming with my charity eventually. Chico, say bye. Chico, come up and say bye. Hi, buddy. Look at this. Look at that. Ooh. Ooh! I got you, dude. Peace out. I got you, dude. Don't do it. I got you. I'll get you again.